Hi students, welcome back to my channel Influence Mathematics. Today we are here back with the third part of the chapter Human Eye and the Colorful World. Today we'll discuss about the topic atmospheric refraction. Yes students, atmospheric refraction. You might have heard the poem Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, how the stars twinkles. Now above our earth there is an atmosphere, right? So the atmosphere in that there is an atmosphere, and the atmosphere has several layers, my dear students, has several layers. So at the very high atmosphere, at the very top of the atmosphere, the amount of oxygen is very less. That means we can say that the amount of that area is vacuum. Okay, so ray of the light passes straight, that we know very well, but as soon as it enters to the level from the vacuum to the area where oxygen is there, since there is a different layers in the atmosphere, there is a refraction takes place. Okay, so due to that refraction we can see an apparent position of the star. If the star is on the left side, we will see it in the right side, and little higher we will see it little higher. Okay, the original position will be little lower and the apparent position will be little higher. Okay, so we find a different position of the star, whereas the position of the star is somewhere else, actual position. This is all because of that refraction that takes place because of different layers of the air in the atmosphere. Okay, and now you see how this twinkling affects. When the ray of the light enters to the atmosphere from the vacuum, it doesn't enter straight. It comes to our eyes in a zigzag. Can you see zigzag? This is because the different layers are there in the atmosphere. Just because of that, different refraction is taking place, and that's why a zigzag, and we find the stars is twinkling. Okay, because the amount of the light that we receive, that amount of the light is not fixed. Okay, sometimes we receive more, sometimes we receive less. Due to that, sometimes we find the star to be brighter, sometimes we find the stars to be dimmer. Due to that effect, we find the star to be twinkling. This is the twinkling effect of the star. Okay, this is all because of the atmospheric refraction, because the layers of the atmosphere are different. There are different layers of the atmosphere. Somewhere hot air is there, somewhere cold air is there. So due to that, different refraction takes place. Now you see several rays of the light is there. Now at a point you will receive these 5 rays of light, just suppose, but after some time one ray of light will get refract little, and we will receive only 4 rays of light. So that point of time we will find the star to be little dimmer than before. Again after that, maybe again 2 more rays of light will again refract because of the continuous change in the layers of our atmosphere. Then we will receive again less rays of light in our eyes. We will find the star to be more dimmer. So due to that effect, due to this reason, we find the stars to be twinkling. Okay, we find the stars to be twinkling. So this is the only reason. The reason is atmospheric refraction. Okay, but for the astronauts, the stars do not twinkle. The reason is they are out of the atmosphere of the earth and they are in the area of vacuum to the stars. So that's the reason why the ray of the light from the stars comes to them straight and there is no twinkling effect. So they don't find any twinkling of stars. We find the stars to be twinkling, but we don't find the planets to be twinkling. Why? Because the star is a point source of light, whereas the planet is a several point source of light. Several point source of light is there. And in comparison to the stars, the planets are nearer. Okay. So since there are several point sources of light in the planet, so that's why if one point is dimmer, then the other will be brighter, and if other will be dimmer, then the one point will be brighter, due to which the average twinkling effect is zero. It nullifies. Okay, the average twinkling effect is zero because one is brighter than other is dimmer, dimmer than brighter. So that's why they nullifies and their twinkling effect is zero. But in a point source of light, that is a star, it is only a point source of light, so that's why we find it dimmer and brighter also, so that's why we find it twinkling. Okay, so that's the reason why planets do not twinkle whereas the stars twinkles. Okay, because of this twinkling effect, because of this refraction of atmosphere, we can see the rise of sun 2 minutes earlier, and we can even see the sun after its sun sets 2 minutes later also. Okay, this is all because of the atmospheric refraction. That's all for today. We'll come out with a new topic in the next video. Till then, stay safe. It's Nirmal Roy signing off.